Hey there everyone, welcome back to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. We're going to talk about Ark Survival Ascended tonight, the upcoming Aberration release, and just kind of go over how things have been going with this game since it came out last year. So let's cue up the music and we'll get right to it. Alright, so I'm filming this on a Friday night here at about, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. And Ark players right now, there's a little over 10,723 according to Steam playing the game right now. Not a lot. 24-hour peak was 13,000. Overall, all-time, 10 months ago, 98,000. That's right about the release time, right? A little bit after release time. So 98,000, less than 100,000 overall. If we look at Survival Evolved, and let's compare these numbers. 3,000 and 4,000 roughly more players going on right now. 32,000 over the last 24 hours, which is, wow, significantly more, almost 3 times more. And then 248,000 is the all-time peak, which is roughly 2.5 times the amount. And here's their steady player progression. You can tell this is, the time of day that's dictating this kind of thing, right? And you'll see a similar pattern here, but things are kind of drooping and dropping down a little bit, right, over the last few days. Nothing spectacular. Let's look at 6 months on both of these just to kind of get a better idea on how things have gone. So for Ark Survival Ascended, this is probably, I'm pretty sure that's when the center came out, right? April? I don't know. I don't remember exactly. I think that was April, though. So, yeah, you can see it was pretty low here, and slowly made its way up. And that had to be when the center came out. I'm pretty sure of that. And then, slowly drops down. And, again, this is the day-to-night cycle here, right? Then, we had another boost here in June. I don't remember what happened then. There might have been some kind of update or something. God, it's tricky. But, again, a slowly downward spiral, right? All that for Ascended. Now looking at Evolved, this is a game that came out in 2016, right? Or 2017. I think it came out in early access in 2016. Steady growth. I mean, over 6 months, this thing is making its way up. And again, it has the same day-to-night pattern and all that. But it's pretty much been on an upward climb. And, there's a lot to unpack here. Now we'll talk about some of the reasons I think this is what's happening and all that. And, as you guys know, I play a lot of Ark. I've played thousands of hours on Survival Evolved, approaching 2,000 hours on Survival Ascended. I got several servers. We do live streams. I do videos and all that. I love the game. The game to me is one of my favorite all-time games. I've had so much fun with this game. It's an absolute blast. And it hurts me sometimes to have to dunk on wildcard in the game itself, and especially snail games, although I don't feel bad about snail games. To me, they're like the evil one here that's behind all the bullshit. But I just feel like this was such a mishandled release, so, and we'll take it back to, it was announced, I think, early 2023 that it was going to be a free add-on or a free download for people who owned Ark Survival Evolved. That was the original thing. You're gonna get the game and all the DLCs for free if you own it. Well, they quickly backed up on that and started playing around with different price points and different ways to package the game. Xbox had it packaged with Ark 2. On PlayStation, there's no Ark 2 coming to PlayStation, so they had it just as a package. I think it was originally the island by itself and then the DLC separately. Whether they were a package deal or buying them separate, I don't know. I don't remember. There were so many changes, it wasn't even funny. So right from the bat, they pooch things. They kind of, when you tell somebody it's going to be free, and then you back that up, and then it turns out, I think in the end it cost me about $40-something, $45 roughly, to buy the game with all the DLCs. And I was like, you know what? I was talking to Hobbit, my buddy. We both played a lot, and I was like, I'd like to do this and all that. And for me, there's $45 worth of value in this for sure. I will get my money's worth out of this. I enjoy the game that much, And yeah, I've gotten $45 worth of value out of this thing, but there were so many things wrong with this whole release, and just right off the bat was that whole pricing thing. Then the fact that they had a release date that they announced that they had to hit because they made a deal with Nitrado, and if they didn't hit that release date, they were going to have to start paying back money. I don't remember the exact details of it and all that. Again, so much has happened that it just boggles the mind to look back. But so they had a release date set, and they said, yes, we're definitely hitting it. No problem, no problem, no problem. The release date came, and they hit it for PC only. They never said, leading up to it, that it had to be out on PC, and consoles didn't matter at that point. Consoles could wait. Had they told us that, we could have adjusted our expectations, and I would have been like, all right, well, whatever. It's at least I wasn't expecting it. No, it's going to be out. It's going to be out this day. It's going to be out there, guys. It's coming. And all of a sudden, I think it was a day before or 2 days before. Well, it's going to be out for PC. It might even have been the day of. I don't remember exactly, but I remember it was very disappointing, very aggravating. People outside of gaming will laugh at this, but people will schedule vacation time around releases. I've done it. I don't take a week off or anything like that, ridiculous, but I will take a day off for a new release. I'll say, you know what, if you don't mind, I'm going to take Thursday off because Wednesday night at midnight this game's releasing and I want to be able to stay up and play it and have some fun and all that. So people do that. A lot of people do that. You can't do that with Ark. You can't plan around Ark because you just end up wasting your days and you'd be pissed off all the time. So right off the bat, the release was pooched. Okay, they had a plan for releasing everything. What do you call it when they have that all laid out? A game plan for it, right? This is the month this DLC's coming out and so on and so forth, and they had it all planned out all the way through Fjordur, from Scorched Earth to Fjordur. Scorched Earth was going to be the first one that came out, and that was going to be in December. If I remember correctly, the game was scheduled to release at the end of October, which it did on PC. And then it released, I think a week or two later for Xbox, and then another week after that for PlayStation 5. And again, these numbers are not accurate. They're just memories here at this point that I'm like, but, you get the gist of things, right? So, Scorched Earth didn't come out in December. Scorched Earth didn't come out until March. So, you went from, so the game suffered right from the start because it only had one map. And to be frank, the island sucks. It's a crappy map, right? It's great and all that for first-time players and all, but if you've played Ark and you've played through all the DLCs and all that and had fun with all these different creatures, and then all of a sudden you're stuck on the island, oh man, it's bad, Yeah, we had the Rhino, yeah, we had the new creature, the Gigantoraptor they added on there that was supposed to be, I think, a center creature, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was Ragnarok. They added that on it. Well, sorry guys, but no Scorched Earth, but here's a Gigantoraptor. Oh man, it was bad. People were pissed. So finally Scorched Earth comes out, and we won't even talk about the bugginess of the game. Ark has always been buggy. I guess we will talk a little bit about it. They told us it had been rewritten with all new code from the ground up. And I can guarantee you that is not the truth. Now, how can I guarantee that? I'm no coder. I don't write code. I'm no game developer or anything like that, but I am a game player. And I played enough Ark to know what a lot of the bugs were. And a lot of those bugs reared their same ugly heads in Survival Ascended as they did in Survival Evolved. So they were there. And it was kind of like, you guys didn't rewrite this. You just slapped a fresh coat of paint on things, and you made new textures, and you did some great quality of life things. I'll tell you that. There were some great quality of life features. Some creatures got some great glow ups, like the dung beetle and the Oviraptor, and other ones. Cool things happened with that. Mods were in the game now. That was a big thing. Okay, it was kind of cool and all that, but yeah, that was it. Now, we knew every map was going to have a new creature on it, right? Like Scorched Earth was going to have the Facilosuchus, and so we couldn't wait for that. I was like, oh, cool. Well, anyways, as Scorched Earth got delayed, we ended up learning about Bob's Tall Tales, right? And what's Bob's Tall Tales? Bob's Tall Tales is an add-on that costs money for the game. Now, this was never mentioned when Ark Survival Ascended was announced, it was never mentioned at all, not even hinted at, that there was going to be paid content added to the game. And when Bob's Tall Tales came out and they told you what it was about, it upset a lot of people, and rightfully so, right? It added things to the game, and it made the game pay to play and pay to win for PvP in some ways. Now, you may say that the things that were added are, don't really imbalance the game or anything like that, but I'd have to argue that anytime you offer a player an opportunity to buy more tools within a game with real money than the average person has, then you have given that person an opportunity to win a pay-to-play opportunity, a pay-to-win opportunity, because now they have more tools available. They may not be the best tools. It's not like they had a nuclear bomb or, and all that. It's not like the dinosaur was, the new creature, the Oasasaur, was super OP or anything like that, but it did offer some serious advantages to the players that had it. And, having more tools gives you more opportunities, and there's more ways to make things interact and all that. I think Ark really screwed up with that. I think, looking back at things, if I was in charge of this, I would have made Ark Survival Ascended free to play. You may be like, oh, you're crazy, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. I think free to play would have been the way to go. Yeah, you wouldn't have got that initial influx of money and all that, but you offer skins in it, right? And there's a lot of things to skin in this game, from your players, different suits for those guys and all that, dino skins, dino colors, stuff like that, some different patterns. You could offer skins for these sort of things. You can make a lot of money building skins for, look at the stuff we see for the Halloween or the different events like Halloween, Christmas, and all that. We've seen skins for the bed, the forge, the smithy, and so on and so forth. And we're going to continue to see more and more of these things as the game progresses, right? Skins would have been great. Now, there are a lot of skins in Bob's Tall Tales, which is cool, but that's not all it is. There's a train in there. There's the Oasasaur in there. There's other little things that just give players different opportunities, for the few bucks that they paid into it. And I think Bob's Tall Tales was $30 roughly for all three sets of it. There's one for Scorched Earth, there's one for Aberration, which is coming up soon, and then there's one for Extinction. I'm wondering if they're going to have a Bob's Tall Tales for both Genesis things and charge extra for that, like an extra $20. It wouldn't shock me, because original Ark, if you go back that far, you bought the game, there was a season pass for those first three maps, Aberration, Extinction, and Scorched Earth, and then there was a second season pass for Genesis 1 and 2. Right? But all these things that they keep doing, it just lends me to believe, and we've seen the financial reports, that Wildcard's in a lot of trouble, and Snail Games is in a lot of trouble. We know they invested tons and tons of money. I mean, Ark was a money-making machine. They invested a lot of money into some kind of electric car program that failed, cost them who knows how much money, right? And just, you never hear of anything else coming out from these guys, Snail Games and Hello. Not really, or Wildcard. You don't really hear anything else coming out from them. The Atlas didn't succeed, there was this and that. So Ark is their bread and butter. Ark is their moneymaker. And what they're doing now is they're nickel and diming us, the players, to keep the studio afloat long enough to finish Ark Survival Ascended and get Ark 2 launched, where they're planning on making tons and tons of money by taking the entire design of the game and changing it into a Souls-like. I don't get that part. That's crazy, but whatever. We're not even talking about Ark 2 right now. So, I feel like they did this ASA thing to kind of work with the new Unreal Engine, the 5.0 and now 5.4 that we've got coming out, or 5.2, whatever we were using. It would give their developers time to work with it and understand it, they're using the assets and all that, and blah, 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 and get really, really good with it. And it would also give them a time to start generating money to help fund and get Ark 2 out the door, and into the streets where it can start making money. And it's going to be a big broken mess when it comes out, but that goes without saying. So, we should be seeing Aberration in a couple weeks, and I'm looking forward to it. It was always my favorite map. Out of all the canon maps, I would definitely say Aberration was my favorite. It's a gorgeous map, all underground. It's wild. It's got some neat stuff going on to it. And, now we got our new community crunch, which I wanted to get into and talk about today. And it's welcoming the ingenious automaton Sir 5R Mate, Survivor Mate. Behold a state-of-the-art automaton, a shining beacon of civilization in the lightness. Labyrinthine depths, no common contrivance, such as an extraordinary marvel of modern innovation, could only have sprung from the mind of an unparalleled genius. So basically, this guy is there to attend to unpleasant domestic chores, repairing structures, gathering useful resources, sorting provisions. Interesting, right? I mean, definitely interesting. Weird. It's a QOL thing. I've got mods that do this sort of thing, like the AA mod, Automated Arc, and then the B+ structures that, these different mods do different things that help with the quality of life, that I don't have to spend hours attending to a garden at my base, or sorting through eggs, or, putting things in the right boxes. Oh, damn it, I put my oil in this box, it doesn't go there. It saves you a lot of time as a player. No, those things are great. So this is kind of interesting to see. I'm interested to see how this thing will work out. But again, is it pay to play, pay to win? Yeah, probably. I mean, if you are giving one man an opportunity to spend less time dinking around his base and cleaning things up and sorting things, or mining resources and all that, and you're giving him that time to him, he's going to use that time to go tame better creatures, or maybe do some more breeding, breed up better creatures, get more mutations, go drop hunting, find a better weapon, find better armor, a saddle, whatever. So yeah, there is a pay to win aspect to this that I know is going to frustrate a lot of people. And then on top of Bob's Tall Tales, we didn't even talk about this yet, was when the center came out, right? The center's a non-canon map. We're like, all right, everything's cool, here we go. They added fantastic beasts to it, right? Is that what they called it? Something like that, or is that the Harry Potter thing? But it's kind of like played off of Harry Potter anyway. But yeah, the Pyromane, $5 for a single dinosaur. A Shadow Mane that's been reskinned with fire and has similar, things it can do like the Shadow Mane, but now it does it with fire. Man, that made a lot of people angry, and rightfully so. That was another thing. We were never told there was going to be pay-to-win creatures involved on these non-canon maps. So every map that comes out is going to cost you something if you want to keep up with everybody else. Now, you don't have to. If you don't want it, you don't have to do that. And I get it. I get why a lot of people won't do it. Principle alone would do it. If I didn't, I'd already invested the money in this, and I invested a lot of time in the channel building up into Arc and doing a lot of things. I've got my server set up and all that. And, the whole tribe, we do our live streams and everything. I make my videos. I have to keep up with this stuff, and as frustrating as it is sometimes, I have to. And, I mean, I don't have to. It's my choice to do it. But I would feel like if I'm not covering it and I'm not using it, then, well, why am I even covering the game, right? It's frustrating. I'm not happy that Wildcard is doing this, and but it is what it is. My biggest hope is constantly that Snail Games takes such a financial hit somehow, some way, somewhere, that they have to get rid of the IP, and a better studio gets a hold of it and treats Wildcard a little bit better, and treats us, the players, a lot better, and gets things set right. And even if it caused like a temporary stoppage for 2 months or whatever, and put everything behind, I think everything would run better in the long run if a better studio got a hold of them. So yeah, September 4th, that's when Aberration's coming out. We're going to be definitely exploring that map quite a bit. We're still working on Omega for the live streams. Got a lot going on right now in life and with the channel and all that. I'm getting ready to kind of switch things up on the channel a lot how things are done. But we'll talk about that in another video. For now, let me know what you think down in the comments below about Ark Survival Ascended. Do you think it'll ever achieve what Ark Survival Evolved has? You ever think it'll get that big? That love's ever going to come back from the community? I think it would when... and then one other thing we never talked about was the way the game ran. It ran like crap on computers. You needed a monster computer just to run it. So there was another thing that was against it. Why create a game that looks and plays and a certain way and all that if nobody can do it unless they've got the top of the line computer? And yeah, frustrating. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, we'll catch the beefy with the Game Vault. Thanks for watching me today. If you haven't done so, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications. I'll see you all next time. Until then, peace.